Ողջույն մայրիկներ։ Վստահ եմ մեր հաղորդումը արդեն ձեռում ինձ հետ միասին ծանոթանալու հետաքրքիր եւ յուրահատուկ մայրիկների հետ։ Այսօր մայրիկ ում պատրաստվում ենք այցելել, խոստացել է համեղ խմորեղեն պատրաստել։ Վստահ եմ շատ հետաքրքիր է լինելու, որովհետեւ այսօրվա մայրիկ ում պատրաստվում ենք այցելել, ազգությամբ հայ չէ, այլ շվեյցարուհի։ Կարծում եմ ավելի հետաքրքիր է լինելու։ Ինչով ես զբաղվել այսօր առավոտվանից մինչև հիմա։
Well, I mean, I got up like most of the people, I guess, in Yerevan, and usually I'm working in the office, but I have also a little office at home. Today I work from home. So first we had breakfast together, the children, Viken and me, and Varjan went to school, Jivan stayed at home, he played, I went to my office and worked. And in the afternoon I was trying to buy the things for the cake that we will do later. And I had big problems to find noosh. I don't know why. So I was driving in the city. I did 5 shops to try to find noosh, but I found noosh. And then you came, yeah. So work and a little bit of shopping.
Քանի տարի է Հայաստանում ես ապրում։
Now it will be soon 3 years, I guess. Yes, we came in July. Yeah, it's 3 years that we live now. Here with the family, but I was already living in Armenia in 93, 94.
Երկու տարի?
No, not. It was less. It was 1.5 years, but the winter, so I still remember very well. And then I came quite many times in between to Armenia.
Որտեղ էիր ապրում 93-ին, 94-ին?
We were living first on Chaparitsa. And then in Monument, on the street that is next to the
cinema?
Not the cinema. From the park that goes up, I don't remember the street.
Ազատության, հա?
No, not. It's parallel to Azatutian.
Հա, չգիտեմ։
Anyway, this little street there.
Ու ցուրտ էր տանը?
Shot.
Իսկ ինչն էր ստիպում քեզ մնալ Երևանում ու չգնալ Շվեյցարիա? Աշխատանքը?
We came for work here, but we also, I mean, I still think it's a big chance that I was here in 93, 94, because it was really a historical moment. And it was a historical moment for the whole region. I mean, you know, for the former Soviet Union, but also for Armenia. And I'm by profession a social psychologist. And that period I did a research about what it meant for Armenians to be Armenian without the Soviet Union. Because it was very clear for people what it meant to be Armenian in the Soviet Union, but that didn't exist anymore. So it was extremely interesting to be here. And we didn't have children, so the living conditions were very difficult, like for you, but it was okay. I think the Armenian families who had children at that period, they really, I don't know how they did, and I admire very much how they managed to go through these difficult winters. So yeah, no, I think it's a privilege that I was able to stay here during this period, and it will never come back. So also sometimes when I'm living here now, I'm really a little bit disappointed, because it was such a special and strong period, and there was such a spirit in this country, despite all the difficulties, despite the conflict in Nagorno-Karabakh, who was very sad, of course. Yeah. So.
Իսկ ինչն ես սիրել Հայաստանում ու ինչը չես սիրում?
Boy. I mean, it's a very warm society compared, for example, with Switzerland, where I come from. It's people are very friendly, very accessible. There is a big sense of solidarity. Also, there is, of course, the family unit is very important in Armenia, much more than, for example, in Switzerland. So this gives really, I think, a cadre for living, which is very pleasant. And what I like too is very much, in fact, the landscape. I like that it's a wild country. I like the rockiness of it. I find Armenia has something mystical, especially when you leave Yerevan and you go to the mountains. And I really enjoy that.
Սիրում ես լեռներ, սարեր?
Very much.
Ես նայեցի քո նկարները, մագլցում ես սարեր։
Yes.
Շատ ես սիրում դրանով զբաղվել, Շվեյցարիայում։ Իսկ Հայաստանում զբաղվել ես?
Yes.
Climbing.
Yes, a little bit of rock climbing, because it's not so easy. I mean, I was walking in the mountains since I was very small. Like in Switzerland, it's a popular sport. You are 3 or 4, the parents bring you to the mountains and they teach you to walk. So you cannot resist. You cannot say, I don't want to go. It's like, you know, everybody does it. Skiing and mountain walking is very, very popular in Switzerland. So I was used to do that since very small. And now when I don't go regularly to the mountains, I feel it. I really need the mountains. It's for me very important. When I go to the mountain, from one moment to the other, I forget all the stupid sorrows, the little things in life, and I only see the important things and the beautiful things. So it's very good. Rock climbing, I started 2-3 years ago to do rock climbing, really. So I'm a beginner, but I love it. I really felt in love with this sport. And here in Armenia, I did 2-3 times in Arsni and in Davidashen. In fact, there is a cliff there. But I need to go with people because in Europe, there is a lot of what we call sports rock climbing, where there are a lot of hooks and you can go yourself and it's not difficult. And in Armenia, this doesn't exist too much. So you need to go with experienced climber who put the rope, and then I can go in second position. But we are just now, in fact, in 2 weeks, I hope. I did with a group of people, of Armenians and foreigners living here, we did a mountain guidebook for Armenia with 22 hikes in the mountains and 4 rock climbing sites that are described with maps and everything so that people can go by themselves. They don't need a guide, you just can go and do the hike yourself in one day.
Ինչ տարբերություն ես գտնում քո եւ հայ մայրերի միջև։ Միգուցե այն որ իրանք չեն մտածում որ պետք է սար բարձրանալ, լեռ բարձրանալ։ Շատերը։
Difference between Armenian mothers and I don't know. I think mothers are mothers. I think what changes is that the society is a different one in Switzerland. And I think the concept of the family is a different one in Switzerland. And this makes that the life of a woman who is a mother is a different one in Switzerland than here. So I think a mother, what is a mother is somebody who has children, cares for her children and does her best, you know, to grow up with her children somehow. I think the big difference is basically the difference in the family and the difference between the relationship between men and women. There I see big differences. But also if you see differences, you have to say in Switzerland there are different models. But maybe the biggest difference is that in a country like Switzerland or in Western Europe, you have many, many different possibilities to be a mother. And nobody can tell you this is wrong and this is right. While in Armenia, it's a more traditional society, and people know very well, this is good, this is bad. So there is more one model of being a good family. It's very clear what a man should be and what a woman should be. In Switzerland, you have more choices. I would say in the milieu or among my friends, I come from a city, from Geneva. I have studied. I'm in the generation who is now between 30 and 40. And who are mothers, we all, for example, paid very much attention not to stop working. It was very important for us to continue our work and not just really also continue our career, our professional careers. So there is not such an abrupt change between being mother or not mother. Here sometimes I see that it changes your life quite a lot if you're a woman. There's a life before and there's a life after. Second, I think what is different at least in some particular cases, is that the men are much more active in the family. So there is really now, among all my friends, it's very normal. All the men, they come home, they cook, they clean, they do shopping, they change the pampers of the babies, they go to the doctor with the baby if he's sick. So they do everything that here...
Without mother?
Also without mother, yes. So because we are all working in my friend circles and we sometimes have work where we have to travel, so also the father is used to be alone with the child, sometimes for 2 weeks, sometimes for 3 days. So, and this is very normal now in my circle. It's not for whole Switzerland. Sometimes if you go to small villages in the mountains, it's also more traditional, but in urban places, and I think this makes a difference. So you kind of understand the relationship much more as a partnership. Well, here the roles are more clearly divided. And I can't say which one is better. I don't know. I grew up in one system and this is another system. I think everybody is probably happy in the system he grows up. So.
Զգում ես արդյոք դու, որ դու ավելի ազատ ես ամուսնական կյանքում, քան հայ կինը։
I think it's a very difficult question, to be honest, because what is freedom? First, you have to say, what is freedom? I don't know. Freedom is, I think freedom is if you're happy, if you're good in your life, if you can realize your dreams. I think for me this is part of freedom. And I don't think it's a difference, between in which system you grew up.
Օրինակ գիշերը ժամը 12-ին, եթե դու ուզենաս ընկերներիդ հետ գնալ դիսկոթեկ առանց վիկենի, ինչ կասի ինքը։
Nothing.
Տեսնում ես։
No, okay. Of course we live as partners. We live like we are two persons. We try to make our life as beautiful as possible. This is really our, our credo. So he doesn't say anything. Maybe sometimes he wouldn't like. Then maybe he says, "Oh, it would be very nice if you stay with me." But he would say because he feels like it would be nice. Or I can say the same with him when he travels and is invited to conferences all the time. I say, "Oh, it's a little bit a lot. Shall we not try to, to be more together?" But I don't think would have the idea or would feel that he would not even have the idea to tell me, "Don't go there," because he would be afraid. He's not afraid that I go anywhere. He's happy when I'm happy, and I'm happy when he's happy, and we trust each other. And I think this is what I like also in our relationship, that we always gave each other the freedom to realize what is important for us in our lives. For example, this summer I went a lot to the mountains. Many weekends I was just away with some mountain guides walking, and he just let me be, do this project for this book I told you about before, and I really appreciate that. And he has his own freedom, and I also try to give him the space.
Որտեղ եք ծանոթացել Վիգենի հետ։
Yes, so as I told you, I met him in Switzerland by a pure coincidence. He was living in Beirut, where it was the civil war still going on. And a friend of mine in Switzerland had invited him to Switzerland. And just a few hours he arrived in Switzerland, we met at a party. So he didn't have much choice to look around. Yeah.
Դու խոստացել էիր, որ համեղ խմորեղեն պատրաստել ես սովորեցնելու։ Ոսոր գնանք խոհանոց։ Հա?
Oh, love. I will try to do my best.
Եվ մեզ միացան Կարինի տղաները, Ջիվանը եւ Վարուժանը, հոյակապ անուններ ունեն։ Ինչպես եք ընտրել անունները? Names.
How we chose the names? We had a little booklet with Armenian names, and we wanted to give them Armenian names. And we simply went through the booklet and chose the ones that sound, in our opinion, the nicest. So we like very much Jivan and Varujan because it's very soft, it's very sweet names, and they are very sweet boys.
Շատ եմ։ Սիրում են օգնել քեզ տղաներդ խոհանոցում։
Yes, Jivan, he likes very much to cook. So he loves prepare cake with me and put a flower everywhere on the ground and on his hair. And Varujan, he helps me quite a lot with putting the dishes. And Jivan likes to wash the dishes.
Դա երբ ուտում ես տորթը։ Որ դպրոցում ես սովորում։
Վարդովի։
Իսկ դժվար չի, որ մամադ հայերեն չի խոսում։
Չէ, ես թարգմանողն եմ։
Դու իրա թարգմանիչն ես, չէ՞։
Շատ մերսի։
Ինչեր են մեզ պետք խմորեղենը այսօրվա պատրաստելու համար։
I will do a carrot cake.
Գազարի։ Ու ինչ էլ ինչեր են պետք բացի գազարից,
Very simple. In fact, very few things. Flour, sugar, carrots, some spices, eggs. Yeah. I will have to read and I tell you if there is more. But this is
Դե արի սկսենք անել, ես քեզ կօգնեմ ինչով ուզես։
Toi aussi tu mets? Շատ լավ։
Alors, qu'est-ce que j'apporte?
Alors, d'abord, 350 g de farine. Allure, Esther. Tu sais où c'est? 350 g? Tu peux dire stop.
Ինչքան ալյուր է պետք?
350 g.
350 գրամ։
Այո։
Իմիջիալից մեր մեջ սերմացածը թույլ կարծիք, թե միայն հայ կանայք են կարողանում համեղ ուտեստներ պատրաստել։ Երբ ես Կարենին հարցրեցի, ինչ որ ասացի, որ ինչ որ բան պետք է մեզ սովորեցնես պատրաստել, նա ասաց, ինչ ես ուզում, խնձորի, տորտ, գազարի, լիք տարբեր խմորեղենների անուններ տվեց։ Հիմա տեսնենք, թե ինչ է պատրաստելու։
And this is baking powder. So in my Swiss recipe they say 1 little packet, but I don't know how much 1 packet is, so I just put something. I guess since it's a little bit a dense, heavy cake, I rather put enough. Voilà. Ok, va rejoindre maintenant, tu peux mélanger tout ça. Հիմա, 300 g շաքար,
C'est fait.
C'est fait? Tu peux prendre le sucre et le mettre là-dedans.
Ինչպես քեզ ընդունեց Վիգենի մայրիկը։
Well, I don't think we can really ask, but I think like many Armenian women, she wanted her children to get married to Armenians, but once she realized that it wasn't an Armenian, she accepted it, and I have a very good relation with her, and so I think it's in everybody's interest to accept reality the way it is in order to enjoy life.
Ինչ սկզբունքների ես հետևում բալիկների դաստիարակման մեջ։
I'm not sure the cake will be good if I have to answer so difficult questions. I don't think I have many principles like that. What I would like is that my children are able to express themselves, to express their opinions, also to express their emotions. So definitely I try at least as much as I can let them do that. So for example, when one is crying, I'm not always running. Sometimes a child has to cry a little bit to get over his own emotions. And on the other hand, I don't believe at all in an anti-authoritarian education, which is quite common also in Europe. So I'm quite strict too. So I also put certain, rules. For example, they have to help to put the table. They go to bed at an early time, 8:30. There are certain rituals which I want them to keep. They can look once a day, half an hour, maximum 40 minutes TV. So there are certain rules that I want them to keep. And I do not want to negotiate all the time on the rules. So if they accept that,
do they listen you?
Yes, I think once they understand that you cannot discuss the rules, that's how it is, they don't. Sometimes, of course, if they are bored, they come and say, can we look longer TV? And then I say no, but it's not a big problem, no. But within these rules, I really try to give them the space they want and they need, and to.
Երբ նայում ես տղաներիդ, հիշում ես քո մանկությունը, հիշեցնում են նրանք քեզ քո մանկությունը։
Yeah. I think what I remember is my parents used to do a lot of things with us. They brought us to the mountains in the weekend. They did a lot of activities. And I like to do that with my children too now. For example, my husband, Viken, he loves to play with them. I don't like so much playing, you know, with soldiers or Playmobil, etc. But I like to do things with them. So I like to go to the mountains, to go out, to go to the theater with them. And this reminds me very much of my childhood. And they are very good memories, in fact. Yeah.
Հայաստանում քեզ դուր գալիս է, այստեղի թատրոնները ու հաճախում եք երեխաների հետ Երևանում թատրոն։
Yes, I mean, sometimes I went, yeah, to the marionette theater. I try to go as much as possible. And otherwise, what I also like to do is simply to go out. To go to the mountains and to walk.
Շատ ես աշխատում օրվա մեջ։ Շաբաթվա մեջ ամեն օր աշխատում ես։
Yes, but not Saturday and Sunday. I try really not to work Saturday and Sunday and keep that for the family.
Կպատմես մի փոքր աշխատանքիդ մասին, ինչով ես զբաղվում կոնկրետ։
Qu'est-ce que je fais concrètement?
Will you about work, what are you doing, what's your business?
Yes. So I created, together with Viken, we created an organization 3 years ago. It's a Swiss NGO, and we are working in Central Asia and the Caucasus, doing projects in the field of media, governance, education. And I'm directing this organization, so my work is not so much linked with Armenia, or only for the projects that we have here, but much more also with our office in Geneva. We have an office in Tajikistan, an office in Kyrgyzstan. So I'm working a lot on the computer with people, but over the email. And I'm responsible for finances, for the organizational development, for fundraising, for developing new projects, etc. These kind of things.
Իսկ բալիկներիդ ով է խնամում, ով է դպրոց տանում, ինչ դու տանը չես։
Yes, I have a very, very nice nanny. How you say? She's more like a manager of our family. She's really a very nice person. And she's taking the children from school, bringing them home. And she stays here, does the homeworks with them until I come back from work.
Ջիվանը գնում է մանկապարտեզ եւ 5 տարեկան է, թե 4?
He is 5 years old.
5 years.
Yes.
Ու իսկ Վարուժանը երկրորդ
7.5
տարեկան է, երկրորդ դասանում ես, թե առաջին?
Երկրորդ։
Ինչ ես սովորել դպրոցում։
Գրում է։
Տառերը գիտեք բոլոր։ Անցել եք արդեն։
Այնտեղ տպատար են գրում։ Ես այստեղ ամառվա արցախություններին ձերագիր եմ սովորել, սրինգ են նվագում, ինչ սպորտ ենք անում, տենց։
Սիրում ես այստեղ Հայաստանը սիրում ես։
Այո։
Իսկ ուզում ես գնալ Շվեյցարիայում ապրել, թե այստեղ ապրել։
Որտեղ այստեղ շատ ժամանակ մնացի, կարոտում եմ այնտեղ։
Տատիկին, պապիկին։ Բայց ամռանը եւ ձմռանը գնում եք տատիկի, պապիկի մոտ։
Այս ձմեր գնալու ենք։
So this is now the flour and sugar, 350 grams of flour, 300 grams of sugar, the baking powder, so that I put 2 teaspoons in it, and then you have to add spices. And I don't have all the spices, but the carrot cake has to be a little bit, for example, I put darchin, which is very well known here. I put ingwer, ginger. I put a little bit, what is very nice is to put cardamom in it. Cardamom. I have, this is cardamom. Hin, but I couldn't find it in powder form. So probably it exists. So you a little bit of cardamom, a little bit of salt. So it's a cake that is not just sweet, it also has some spices in it. Put now just a little bit of salt, love. And then you mix everything. Tu peux tout mélanger. D'accord? Je te donne la cuillère. Et tu mélanges.
Երեխաների հետ խոսում ես ֆրանսերեն, իմ հետ խոսում ես անգլերեն, ու հասկանում ես հայերեն։
Okay, so he mixes this everything together, and we will prepare now the carrots and lemon and the nouche.
Okay.
And then you mix that, you put the butter and eggs in it, and it's finished. It's
Ասա
very
ինչով քեզ
easy.
օգնեմ, ես էլ քեզ կօգնեմ։
Love.
խնդիրների ես հանդիպել Հայաստանում երեխաներից մեծացնելու ընթացքում, որ քեզ թվում է, եթե Շվեյցարիայում մեծացնեիր, այդ խնդիրների հետ չէիր առնչվի ընդհանրապես։
I don't think I have any problems here. Also compared with Switzerland, I mean, especially for children in this age, I don't have. There's one thing that I miss sometimes in Switzerland. I can do everything with the bicycle. So I bring the kids with bicycle. He's going with bicycle. We're going with bicycle to work. And here, one of the problems I have is driving in Yerevan, which makes you very nervous and very angry every day. You have to go down Bagramyan, and I think this is, for example, a difficulty linked to bringing children to school because they go to the Waldorf school. But otherwise,
Դու վարում ես մեքենա։ Հա։ Իսկ շատ վատ են քշում այստեղ վարորդները։ Շատ։
C'est parfait. I mean, it's not I think that nobody keeps the rules, and it's very dangerous. And every day on Bahramian, I see people who do nearly accidents. Last week I was there when a car came. There was on Kochar, you have 2 lines. There are always these people who are stupid enough to think that they have to be faster than all the other ones. He overtook and ran into an old woman and a child who fell down. So I don't understand why people put others' life at risk like that. I find it really scary. I find it scary to see.
Շատ վատ են վարում ու իմ ջայրդ շատ վատ են վարվում մայրերի հետ, որոնք երեխաների հետ են։ Ես առիթից ուզում եմ օգտվել ու ասել մեր վարորդներին, ուշադիր եղեք կանանց նկատմամբ, որոնք գրկած երեխային անցնում են կամ նույնիսկ երթուղային տաքսիներին երբեմն լինում է, որ երեխայի հետ կանգնացնում են մեքենան ու վարորդները ընդամենը չեն կանգնում, որովհետև երեխայի համար փող չի վճարվելու։ Ուշադիր եղեք մայրերի հանդեպ ու մի փոքր հարգեք նրանց։ Ցավոք սրտի մենք ժամանակ չունենք ու չենք կամ մեր հաղորդումը սահմանափակ է, չենք կարող սպասել 1 ժամ, որպեսզի տեսնենք արդյունքը, բայց համոզված եմ, որ շատ համեղ է լինելու, այսքան համեղ բաներ բաղադրության մեջ կային, այնպես որ մենք լքում ենք ձեզ։
Thank you very much.
Քեզ էլ շատ շնորհակալություն։
I'll bring you a piece tomorrow.
Կարծում եմ դուք եք համոզված, որ շատ համեղ խմորեղեն է լինելու։ Իսկ ինձ մնում է հիշեցնել, որ սպասում եմ ձեր նամակներին արդեն գծիկ մամայեմ շնիկ Yandex.ru հասցեով։ Այսօր այսքանը կհանդիպենք։